Was in 10 grand credit card debt. One simple thing that helped me so much, and this is a concept that comes from Dave Ramsey. I pulled out $100 every single week, and that was all that I had for food.
Huh? Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
We went from being house poor to debt free in 3 years, and I want to share the 7 things that actually made it possible.
Hot girls are paying off their credit card debt, and this is how they're doing it. A year and a half ago, I was in close to $25,000 worth of credit card debt, and now I am credit card debt free, and it is the absolute best feeling ever. And I'm going to tell you a couple of tips that helped me get there.
Oh God. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Smart Money Habits. Today we're going to talk about some solid advice when it comes to paying down your debt. Hey, I'm not going to hold you. Be sure to smash that like button if you like the content. Now let's jump right into it.
I got you, homie. Let's go.
We went from being house poor to debt free in 3 years, and I want to share the 7 things that actually made it possible. If we haven't met yet, I'm Renee. I'm a recovering shopaholic turned minimalist, and my goal with stuff is to help you have less so that you can do more with your one life. Now, let's talk about the problem. The reality is that when we were living in our big house, in our perfect little neighborhood, the dream house we always wanted to live in, we weren't really stretching that much further than most of the people in our lives or most of the people around us. We were living on par with what everyone else in our lives was doing, which was just slowly upgrading. The more kids you had, the bigger house, that kind of thing. But what we didn't take into consideration was that the more that we did this, the tighter we made our financial situation. You see, there are people out there who are truly poor, struggling below the poverty line. And then there are people who continually keep themselves poor through their habits. And we were those people. When you are that person, you are incapable of helping yourself, and you're incapable of helping anybody else because you're actively working to keep yourself poor. Now, your mindset has a lot to do with that, but the first thing you have to do, of course, is acknowledge the fact that you are headed in a bad direction. For us to take the time to realize that our upward trajectory, the lifestyle that was approved of by everybody else, was not what we wanted, was a really tough realization because it brings on a lot of other things, but I'll get to that. If you are in a bad financial spot and you are the problem, you need to acknowledge that you're the problem and start looking at your finances. I know how gross it can feel to open up your bank account because you know it's going to be zero, but the only way to stop having that same recurring pattern happen, the only way to stop opening up your bank account and seeing that there's no money in there is for you to look at it and figure out what to do to change it. Next up, we had to set goals that were bigger than stuff. Previously, before, it was like, ooh, that new car, ooh, that upgraded house, ooh, I want that new outfit. It was just always about the things and the next thing that we could buy because it seemed like that's what everybody else around us was doing. Instead, we had to set a bigger goal. Now, because when we moved into our big house, our family started to fall apart. Our marriage started to struggle because we were struggling more with finances. They always said that finances was one of the biggest things that causes divorces. And I was working so hard to make sure that didn't happen that I just wasn't even talking about our finances at all. But it can still be a secret killer. Just because you're talking about it doesn't mean it's not a problem. So the goal we set with ourselves was to get back to that happy family that we used to be. I am not joking when I say that I married my best friend, but when we moved into the bigger house and we're struggling more with finances, we barely spoke to one another. So I felt like I lost my husband and my best friend. Our big goal was to let go of the stuff, simplify our lifestyle so that we could get back to having one another. A lot of times people think improving your finances is just about learning and understanding money, when in reality, there's a lot of heartfelt goal that needs to go into it and a lot of your mentality. As soon as I put my focus on fixing my family, I was willing to let go of anything and everything that was holding me back, financial stuff included. This naturally led to number 4, which is reducing the amount of money you spend on things that don't align with your goal. What don't you need to get there? For me, that was basically nothing. I basically didn't need anything. And people say this all the time, right? Oh, if my house burned down, I would just want to make it out with my family. But yet we cling to our things so often. I was willing to let go of absolutely anything as long as it meant I could get back to that family. Number 5, you're going to have to let go of your ego because when you're working to shift your lifestyle and live in a way that not everybody else around you is, it's going to bring up a lot of discomfort. You're going to feel weird. People are going to think you're weird, and you have to be willing to not care. Number 6, downsize, declutter, and do it again. If you are living above your means, working to downsize, simplify, cut back, reduce in any way that you can will help you feel like you're not constantly sinking. and then you're actually able to make headway. Oh my gosh, my dog got in the kiddie pool. I left it outside hoping he would go in, and he did. Anyway, lastly, do not get back into the hole that you were previously in. Our minds will do so much work to keep us stuck in the same cycles that we are used to, even if those are bad cycles. So, once you go through the process of learning to better understand your money and simplify your life, work to avoid ever getting back to that place. If you want to read more about all these things and how we made them happen, you can check it out on my Substack.
Hot girls are paying off their credit card debt, and this is how they're doing it. A year and a half ago, I was in close to $25,000 worth of credit card debt, and now I am credit card debt free, and it is the absolute best feeling ever. And I'm going to tell you a couple of tips that helped me get there. When you're in credit card debt, you get so stuck in this mentality that one more $100 purchase isn't going to make that big of a difference. But do that 10 times, and you're now $1,000 deeper in credit card debt, and it is so easy to do. How do you fix that? Have to literally shut your credit card off, rip it up, and do not give yourself the option to keep spending on it. And I promise you, I told myself 100 times that I would change and that I was strong enough not to use it, and every single time I let myself down. It wasn't until my cards were nearly maxed out that I realized, okay, I have a problem and I'm not going to be able to have self-discipline to get myself out of this problem. So instead, I'm going to freeze the cards. I'm going to cancel any subscriptions or any recurring payments that are linked to those cards. And I'm going to keep them somewhere where I do not have access to them. You need to take them out of your Apple Wallet, out of your Google saved card payments. You need to take them away from anything that gives you easy access. Because I promise you, if you're in a bind or you want to buy a coffee, or you want to buy a pair of shoes really, really bad, and you have the option to use your credit card, you're going to. So with that being said, my absolute biggest tip to getting started paying off credit card debt, delete the option to even use your credit card. Follow for more tips.
I was in 10 grand credit card debt. One simple thing that helped me so much, and this is a concept that comes from Dave Ramsey. I pulled out $100 every single week, and that was all that I had for food. And some weeks that meant that I got pizza and Starbucks. And some weeks that meant that I was eating baked potatoes every single day. But it was something that was so simple that helped me not only financially, but helped me physically because I was eating better, helped me mentally because I was getting better nutrients, helped me emotionally because gut health is brain health. It helped me in every area of my life that I wanted to develop. And it just was as simple as taking out $100 and going to the grocery store and paying in cash instead of a card. Try it out.
Hey, thank you guys for coming back and visiting the channel. I hope you're doing well out there. Until next time, take care of yourself. And we out.